So I'm just going to start with the loop around the ear. I want to keep this sharp line here in the base of the ear, and I don't want that to get smoothed out too much. So I'm going to draw my next line in the very center of that, so that we're as far into that crevice as we can get. And on the next loop, that's when we'll start to go up and out for the ear. Okay, so now I want to bring my edge loop higher. You'll see when you add edge loops, it'll pull it out because we're still on live surface. So if you need more roundedness, you can always just add another edge loop. So now I want to create another loop that kind of goes up around the ear here. So that's my next main loop that I want to see, so I'll start working on that. And the placement of these polygons is going to affect the shape of our ear and kind of crispness and what kind of definition we're seeing in the ear. So you might want to play around with this a little bit more than the other areas. Okay, so this is the tricky area here where I think I want to add another loop going up here. So I'll start a new ring of faces just going up along the top. So it looks like he's got a couple little pockets here in the ear, and I think making the so we'll make a little pocket inside the ear there. First we gotta get up there. And it looks like it didn't come through too well on this sculpt, but I do want to have a little raised section here for the ear. So even though it's not on our sculpt, I'll still add a vertex there, just because I know I'm gonna pull this area around later, and you know, it's never too late to keep making adjustments to your model, unless you're rigging, I suppose. This is another nice feature. If you drag one edge into another, you can merge them together. I'm going to do a bit of relaxing. See this start to take shape. So I've made my star of edges here, and this is kind of the upper section of the, what is it called? This little bump in your ear. So I want to add another edge loop up here, but I don't want the loop to go all the way down here because it starts to get too dense around the base of the ear here. So this is where I can create another one of these stars to add another section of the edge loops. So let's see, where do I want to put that? And I think for the ear up here, it's an okay spot to create a triangle. 3-sided faces and 4-sided faces are okay, but anything more than that is gonna cause issues. So I think here is where I'll just make a triangle coming out of the ear, right about here. So I'll actually delete these faces so that I can make that. So I'll make the square, and then it's actually not even letting me, since this is the quad draw tool, it won't let me draw triangles, so let me try another technique. So instead of using the quad draw tool, here we'll use the multi-cut tool, because we're going to add cuts inside of our mesh. So I'm going to start my triangle on this face, and then should I start on this other face? Let me just try something real quick. If I did another face, well, I suppose that works too. And I mean, I think I'm being a little too picky over how many edge loops I have. So I think it's really fine. unless you want to spend a lot of time getting some perfect topology, it's fine to add a few more edge loops just to make your life easier. And with your relax tool, you can also increase the radius of your relaxing with the soft selection, and that's just turning on B. So we'll see the same soft selection tool we've used before. And I can scale down my soft selection by holding B and clicking and dragging, and that'll reduce the size. So now I can kind of affect more vertices at once. And I can pull them around with quad draw, but I also can smooth them out if I'm holding shift. I can relax more vertices at once, and that's starting to take a really nice shape. Hugging around the ear, they're all nicely spaced out. That's looking really nice. Alright, and now I want to try and create a loop inside of the ear for this intersection. This one's got a star in the center here, and it depends on the shape of your ear and where you want to have some points. But really, as long as you cover the ear and your topology looks pretty clean, you should be fine. Turn off soft selection with B again. And now I'll start to draw the loop. And I think probably here's where I'll want to start to bring these faces together, so that's okay. It's okay. And I'm just spacing these out so it's a little easier for me to place these vertices, and then I'll smooth it out again and move everything around some more. So I'm adding a few extra faces here just to preserve this loop, which I think will create a nicer look in their end result. Okay, so we gotta close all this up at some point. So start to bring these all kind of closer together. And let's see what the other guy did. He's got the loop, and the loop loops. Yeah, and it just kind of comes together in the center. So eventually you'll just want to connect these faces to each other, and that'll leave you if you add an edge loop in the center, then this all works out quite nicely. Okay, and it looks like I've created a triangle here, so let me just get rid of a couple of these spaces and I'll try this again, connecting all these. There we go. Alright. That's just about our whole ear. Yeah, and I like having the joint sections on the upper and lower sides of the ear because it's natural to have pockets there. Wherever you have these kind of strange junctions of faces, you'll actually probably notice it in the shape of the 3D model in the end. So you want to be careful where you place those junctions of faces. Nice. I really like the way that's looking.